Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to GP4 SFR Round 4 at Azerbaijan, or also known as Baku. As ever, I'm joined by my co-commentator Sven. Sven, how are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Feel as though this is going to be a little bit less stressful than tomorrow night and Wednesday night for you, but it is what it is. So, the guys will be readying up in a couple of minutes to go into qualifying. So whilst we wait for them to go into qualifying, let's discuss China for the GP4. So last week, Brumi picked up his second win of the season out of 3 races at the time. What do you think, Sven? Championship contender?
Absolutely. I think it's really good, really consistent. If anything doesn't go his way, he stays relaxed and hope for the best, like last week.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
really
I mean,
picked up some good fortune there in the later stages of the race.
yeah, it was a good race. We've then got Dave Shaw. He picked up a second place in China. Has come in missing the first race of the season. Scored 8 points in Bahrain. Now gets a solid second. What do you reckon for Dave going forward?
I think he will do good. He's shown some promising pace, and I don't have so much to say about him. I just hope he shows up tonight.
Yeah, still quite new to the league, but so far so good. He's getting involved on Discord in the chat as well, which is great to see.
Yeah.
We've still got Luke in second in the championship. He had a tough race in China. Strategy kind of went against him with the safety cars because he's usually the hard to soft guy. Do you think going forwards into this race, he may realise that strategy probably isn't going to pay off here?
I think a lot of people will try the hard quality first, at least, and then go into a medium lap and maybe a soft lap later. But I think the hard tire could be good here, unless it's a safety car early, because you almost have to go on the hards on this track at some point. So starting on them is just don't crash.
Yeah, definitely.
Early.
And then the last one, there's 2 more people actually I want to mention, is Pro Oliver, who came in third. And with him, he put the hards through 26 laps of that Chinese circuit, which I think was outstanding. He had a spin early in the race, but still managed to come home third. You know, it's a case of what could have been had he have not had that spin, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he really pushed those hard tires to the limit, didn't he? I think he did a great race. It's unfortunate he had that spin, otherwise it would have been maybe even better.
Yeah. So, last but not least, I'm just going to give a little special mention to someone who's become a bit of a friend during the SFR, and me joining, is James Hook, who picked up his first points of the season and his best ever finish in SFR as well, with a 4th place. Great result.
Yeah, really surprising result last week. He drove very well, stayed out of trouble, and he showed some pace.
Oh wow, so interestingly, I've just had the weather report in, and it looks like we're going to have a wet start to the race.
Oh. My question to you then is, in the quali, do you go for a wet setup or do you go for the dry?
So I don't want to answer that in a way because I have my setup, and that will give away what I'll be doing going ahead if it is. I would totally go for...
You don't have to answer.
I would totally go for the wet setup. I think it's down to choice, isn't it? In all honesty, there doesn't seem to be a massive amount of difference in the dry to the wet setup, unless I've really not found a wet setup that works for me. But yeah, I think all day long you've got to go for dry setup. The rain doesn't look like it's going to be too heavy. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
We have James here saying dry setup too. I think I agree with that. Maybe do a little bit of mixing.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is as well, you know, it's only meant to last for 20 minutes, as Cadwell said on the feed, but that 20 minutes could not be a lot of the race, because you could end up seeing a safety car or 2 at the beginning, and before you know it, 20 minutes isn't even half of the race.
Oh, Gistelodia misses his first corner there, invalidating. I think in an instant. We have Racing Porsche on the first lap there.
let's get that up, and let's get what the guys have got fitted on as well. So, just while the guys are starting qualifying, obviously today we had Williams and Racing Point launch their cars for the 2020 season. Have you had a chance to have a look at the cars, Sven?
Yeah, I think I'm not going to comment on the Force India. I think a lot of people agree on that one, what it looks like.
Yep.
But the Williams, I'm surprised. I think it looks good, though it looks like a toothpaste, but it looks really good actually.
No, it does. It's definitely a lot better than the one that we're using on the game currently. So yeah, really, really good.
Racing Porsche hitting the wall in corner 7. I can't see any damage though.
No, oh, he's out wide there as well. So it looks like we're going to get
front wing damage.
Looks like we're going to get Need for Speed cross the line first for the flying lap. In a moment, Sven, I'm going to just get you to talk us round the track when we go on board with one of the guys. But just quickly, practice build up this week. Obviously, I spend quite a lot of time practicing with the GP4 guys along with the GP3 guys as well. I've got to say that Sensei Martins is looking electric around here. I know you've briefly done a session with him as well.
Yeah, he's quick. I mean, I'm quicker, but he doesn't hit the walls. I do.
You are also GP2 now as well, so
yeah.
just thought we'll throw that out.
But in the end,
well.
I'm not quicker in the end though. But I have faster laps.
So the laps are coming in now, and we've got Podge with a 140.9, even with hitting the wall.
Yeah, that's the front wing ruin too, so
yeah,
acceptable.
Need for Speed with a 142.6, and Gisalodian, as you said, missed his braking point. We've got a yellow in sector 3.
Cadwell 151 is really slowing down, watching out for cars.
Okay, so that's where we've got the yellow. So just on the qualifying times, predictions, I think we're looking at sort of a 138 to 139 for the softs.
Yeah, I think
Tommy goes pole with a 140.3.
I think if we have the faster guys like Senna, Broomy, Dave Shaw, those guys, I think they can do about 139, 138.5 between there.
Yeah. So we jump on board with Energy Dan, who's now coming.
I have to agree with James TLH44 here in the chat, saying he's surprised to see people on the hards when it's a wet start. I have to agree with that one.
Yeah, I think you just launch a set of softs at it, don't you, really, and go for it. So yeah, yes. I think he's bang on there. Energy Dan crosses the line with a 141.3 on the mediums.
Oh.
So not a bad lap at all. Go on.
I was thinking about Racing Point starting his lap, but he was going into the pits.
So we've got Gislade.
Sonic Hawk isn't out yet. Why do we have Shadow Britain?
He's away this week, along with Cod Oliver as well.
Okay.
So there are two that we're missing.
Yeah, we have some guys keeping in the pits, not putting a lap.
Psychomich goes into 4th with a 142.1. Just a bit about the track, just going back, I'm wondering, a circuit like this can throw up some crazy results, especially now we've got the rain added into the mix as well. Do you think Broomy with these conditions can...
Oh, we have Cadwell taking himself out, I think.
Yeah.
Driving zigzag in the straight.
Wow. Yeah, do you think Broomy can take another win here?
Yeah, definitely. I just have one motto for this race, and it's stay away from the walls and don't break any front wings, and then you will probably automatically win if you're one of the faster guys not doing that.
Yeah.
So absolutely, I think it comes down to how many pit stops you have to do.
Going to be really interesting with the wet as well.
Absolutely.
Last but not least, obviously, talking about the track that we're at, obviously turn 1 and 2 at the start of the race, incredibly important to get right, with what we'll have is 18 cars going into there.
Absolutely. I think if you're smart, you have to just stay awake in the first 2-3 corners, not trying too much.
No.
The race isn't won in the first corner, so just stay in position and try to not do anything too daring.
No, definitely. So what I'm going to do now, if you jump on board with Broomy, Sven, and just take us around a lap. So a lap with the GP3 champion as we watch Broomy. Take it away.
So, we have a first corner. You could short shift down to second gear here. Broomy shows us to not do that. Here we go up to sixth, down to second. But he stays in third. He could be in automatic gearbox, actually. And in qualifying lap here, you go up to 8th, in race probably 7th, hard braking down to second gear up to 3rd. And then here you have to slowly shift down to 2nd and be easy on the throttle. Here you actually have to steer into the left quite hard, and Broomy misses that one and not touch the curb on the right side. Or the left, actually. And then down to the corner, 7th corner here. Yeah, he jumps off his lap. I think he knew that he didn't pull that one off.
Well, that was nice up to corner 7, Sven. So, well.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done. We'll get it one week. Trust us. So Senna's just gone pole with a 1:38.8. We should have been doing the onboard lap with Senna. We should have known.
Yeah, that was a good one. We can make him later. We have Dave Shaw to second.
And Dave Shaw with a 39.4. But look at the gap Senna's got, 6/10.
Yeah.
The guy he loves this circuit. He's showing GP3 pace around here at the moment. I mean, in the practice sessions, he's out-qualified me a couple of times. Yeah, he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's not that far from GP3 pole last year from Fredricas.
No.
I think Fredricas got pole with a 1:38.6 or something.
So who have we got on a flying lap at the moment? So
well, Sarkovic and outlap,
Need for Speed on a flying lap.
Racing Porsche is in the castle section, going wide out there, invalidating.
Yeah, Dan mentioned that corner in the podcast last night where we done some hot laps, and you can get away with running out there, but your delta needs to be of a certain limit.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, yeah, you're not getting that lap. So Need for Speed now comes through the famous fast left-right before the longest straight that I've ever seen.
Yeah, that one is scary on the pad actually.
Yeah, you don't get the flexibility of the turning circle. So as Need for Speed comes down to the line and sets a
1.
He doesn't improve.
He improves with 2.5 tenths actually.
Okay, so it doesn't jump up a position. So in all of the madness, James Hook has snuck himself into 7th place with a 1:41.4. We've got Xander up into 4th and X Gamer into 3rd as well.
Yeah, they're getting there. Senna has to watch his back right now. I think it would be a battle in the last laps. People just want to get one good lap in right now for the Delta, I think.
Yeah, so we've got Dave Shaw going slow through the S's. No cars behind him, so he's checked out and made sure it's safe to really knock off the speed.
I think he's out of fuel, actually.
Oh, is he? Interesting. Oh, so Broomy's just put a lap in, so after bailing out on the first attempt, he's come round on a second lap. And do you know what? A 1:39.5 on soft tyres that have done an out lap and, well, 1.5 hot laps, that's a really good time.
Yeah, it's respectable.
So we've got Energy Dan on a flying lap now as well. Coming up to the castle section. This place this part of the track is just horrifying, if you ask me.
Yeah, we have some questions in the chat asking for the lap delta. If we can get that up there.
And there we go. Apologies guys, it's up for you now.
Awesome. Who do we have on the lap? We have Energy Dan.
Yes.
He's 1.5 seconds late.
Wow.
Faster.
Really hugging the wall on the inside there. Literally half of the car up on the curve.
We have Energy Dan crossing the line here on 1:39.888. He's fifth right now.
That's a great lap. So things will now, I would imagine, quieten down a little bit before the last run. And seriously, you've got to be using, knowing it's a wet start for those that have looked and checked, you've got to be using up all of your soft tyres at this point.
Absolutely. I think some people, like, you can see Luke Shaw. I mean,
oh, he's done it again.
Yeah, that football player, really bringing my speaking skills here. But Luke.
Oh, and he's invalidated his lap.
Yeah, I think he was in on a cooldown lap.
Sonic Hawk.
But we have him and Sonic Hawk on the hards. I think they have been going for the harder balanced, and they only have 2 softs tire then. So probably just getting used to the track with the hards.
I just find with 5 minutes to go, it's a very strange strategy. I can only think that these people haven't checked the weather, and they've just gone out. I think a lot of people possibly assume that, a bit like Bahrain, you're not likely to get rain here, but it can happen. We've done quite a few dynamic weather settings on the practice sessions, and yeah, it does rain, and it rains heavily as well.
Yeah, we have Sander improving 2.5 tenths in the first sector. On P8 right now. Going through the castle section right now. Shifting down to 3rd. Oh, he goes up to 4th. A little bit wide there.
Pulls it back nicely for the second section. And gets the power down. And
let's
turn
see here,
15.
he was 2.5 tenths up in the first sector. Can he improve any more?
Takes a bit of curb. Doesn't run out too wide near the wall. And he's 0.7.
Oh. He has a good lap on his way here. After him we have Racing Porsche finishing his lap 2.
I'll flick back to him in a moment, so we'll watch Xander cross the line. And
he goes wide here. He should actually stay to the left.
Second with a 39.4, but still 6 tenths off of Senna, but yeah, a great lap. So
yeah, let's see
Racing Podge as well.
Racing Porsche.
He comes across the line, and he moves up to second with a 39.2. Great lap from Podge.
He needs that one.
It's a real opportunity to stick a fast lap in and avoid any trouble whatsoever.
Absolutely.
So,
Need for Speed on a new lap, and we have just Lodian on a lap 2. It's a lot of people now, they have to stay out of the way.
Yeah, there's an absolute train coming down after turn 2.
That could be stressful actually when they're starting their lap, because they have to dodge people right now. I think we had some action there.
So everyone who is participating in qualifying has now switched to the soft tyres for the final run.
Yeah.
Cadwell, who's out of the session, was on hards. We've obviously got Pro Oliver, who's out of the session, and Maggi, who was on a qualifying ban, so came out to get his set up and then retired.
We have Roymsey, I think you can say his name.
Yeah, we've got
He's
Racing
starting
Podge,
his lap right now.
I don't know what's happened to Racing Podge, but he's had to drive it into the wall and retire. Yep, he's retired from the session.
So Brumi coming down to that section right now.
One last opportunity, Sven. We're on board with Senna. Shall we try again for the hot lap? You want to talk him round? So
let's do this.
He's now coming round onto the DRS part of the start-finish straight. Take it away.
Let's see if he's doing automatic gearbox or manual. But he's coming down here in about 340 kilometers an hour, going down to 3rd, maybe 2nd short shift here. No, he stays in 3rd. Accelerating up to 6th gear here on the left corner. He's going down to 3rd or 2nd. Yeah, he does. Gets a good exit. Now it has to stay on the hot lap or overtake to get up to the 8th gear. Coming down here, hard braking to 2nd gear. He stays in 3rd actually, hugs the wall a bit there in the right corner here, down to 2nd gear. He does it. He has some traffic in front of him right now. And these guys are battling. I don't actually know what's happening there. But let's stick to Senna here. In this corner you can cut it quite much. Let's see if he does it. Respectable. Down to 2nd gear, up to 5th here, down to 3rd. Then we go down to 2nd here, and up to 3rd fast. That's a good one, taking enough curb on the right side there. Let's see here if he stays in 7th gear, or if he goes up to 8th gear. He does go up to 8th gear, down to 3rd. Yeah, that's a good corner, doesn't take too much curb. And now in the left one, down to 3rd. And let's see how he brings it home right now. Fast up, he has overtake on. And doing this one really fast, he has some ERS left. Up to 8th gear, let's do this straight as short as he can, staying to the left side of the finishing line. It doesn't open his DRS. He aborts it.
What's that? Does he know
that's
that he's
almost
got
a lap around Baku. At
there
least.
we go. You will get one, maybe not at Baku, but we'll sort you out for Spain. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the qualifying. I'm not too sure what was going on there between Sykomic, I believe it was, and was it one of the Mercedes? Yeah, it was.
I think so. I think it was Need for Speed.
Well, the stewards will be looking into that because it did look quite messy. Let's get back to the positions though. So currently we've got Senna in 1st with a 1:38.8. Dave Shaw has improved to 2nd with a 1:39.8, so he's got that gap down to 2 tenths. We've got Brumi in 3rd with a 1:39.1. He now comes into the pit, so that's his qualifying completed along with Dave Shaw. I think we're pretty much there. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it for qualifying.
Did we have any predictions in the chat for 38.8?
Ben said that, yeah.
Paul will be under 139. I agree. I think I said 135, 138.5 too.
I was going to say 135. So. Jesus, we're not watching Prems then.
Yeah, I mean, if the Prems can do 135, I'm quitting this game.
Yeah, I'll never be promoted. So guys, a quick rundown of qualifying. Sven, do you want to go through the orders?
Yeah, I think I can do that. It's not slip off my tongue though. Yeah, so we have in pole position Sensei Martins, or Senna Martins, and then 2nd we have Dave Shaw. Brumi following up in the 2nd row with Racing Porsche, and 5th place is Sander, X-Gamer in 6th. 7th is Energy Dan and Roimsey in 8th. Then we have James Hook in 9th and Sykomic in 10th. And the other half is ISRL Tommy and Luke Not Shaw. And then we have in 13th Need for Speed and Sonic Hawk in 14th, Giselodian in 15th and Cadwell in 16th. Then we have Pro Oliver in 17th and Maggi finishing off in 18th.
Okay, so guys in the chat, if you want to get your predictions in for the race, so we've got a wet start for the first 20 minutes of the race. The prediction is on who's going to win, not how many safety cars we're going to have. Look at that rain.
Yeah,
wow.
It's quite heavy actually.
Yeah, this is...
could be a wet start and not intermediates.
This could be interesting. So, how do you feel about coming in for comms on this one, Sven? We've had a couple of races together now. You going to be alright after this?
I think I will need the first corner in the rain in GP4. Maybe I need a mental break later, but I think we will do good, man.
Yeah, so we've got Electro Dan in the chat predicting a Brumi win. Hunter has just said, yeah, Luke is down only in 12th. Not really the place to be on a wet start, especially at Baku. So the guys are getting ready for the formation lap now. So
prediction is a lot of carnage from James. I probably agree with that one. I hope they drive cleanly today, but you know they have to battle too. So
Yep. So we're on intermediates, and we'll pop the bit there for you. So yep, good to see that everyone has decided to go with intermediates. That's kind of a no-brainer. We'll leave the position change on for the start of the race, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I can have the tires and confirm that everyone is on the intermediate. So. Oh yeah, Cadwell crashed out, right? So he's actually starting behind Proldover and Maggi.
A few people staying on the line for the start of the race and not bothering with the formation lap. Bad idea, do you think, when it's a bit wet, just to get a quick feel of the circuit for the wet conditions?
I mean, a formation lap doesn't really get you into the track, if you know what I mean. But it's a way to prepare your tires, your brakes, your engine temperature for the start. But if you don't know how to do that, maybe it's just better to take a moment to breathe and calm yourself down.
Yeah, so just a couple more predictions. SFR's Lee Carroll said Felix to crash on lap 3. Oh, sorry, this isn't GP3. That's tomorrow. Lasers come in with Senna to win, and Lee Carroll's, I think, serious prediction is for Podge to win. Lee, just as you're watching and listening, still waiting for you to teach me that lesson. So I'll see you whenever.
I hope Fester is watching this right now.
I'm sure he'll watch it back.
We need someone to throw something back to Lee here right now.
Okay, so the guys are coming towards the fast S-bend, not taken so fast on the formation lap, and definitely not a corner that you want to be taking flat out in the rain either, because your rear end will just give up.
Yeah, absolutely. The SS in the straight is actually quite hard in the rain, in my opinion.
Yeah, not a nice corner to go into, and especially if you're following someone as well, can be a real mess. So as the guys come towards the line, we hold our hands and we pray that everyone gets through the first couple of corners.
Yeah, we pray to the Baku flames that no one crashes out.
No. Safety car is primed. I think that goes without saying as well. But fingers crossed he won't be needed.
I actually don't know what to say right now. I'm just hoping they don't crash too much in the first corners.
No, fingers crossed. Okay, so we've got the green flags and the red lights are about to come on. The engine revs completely die, and brilliant. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are off for Baku. And Racing Podge has got a jump start.
A lot of jump starts. We had 3 jump starts.
Have we had a lagged start? Everyone seems to be away.
How does it looks quite clean in the first corner. Yeah.
But, so, possibly an SFR first. Oh, we've got Dave Shaw's lost an end plate coming around corner 2, and the safety car is out. Why?
Why is this? Oh, we have Sonic Hawk.
Sonic Hawk, who's been in a bit of an incident with Cadwell, it seems. And oh no, there are bits of front wing flying off everywhere. Cadwell 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Maggi.
Man, we have a lot of penalties right now. We had a lot of jump starts there. Yeah, we had. Oh my god, we had 6 jump starts. No, it was 3. Just says it's doubles.
So checking through the field, not really much position change up the top. The only thing here is that Dave Shaw has lost an end plate on the right hand side of his car when going into turn 2.
We have Cadwell out.
Cadwell has retired. Well, not that you're meant to retire on the track, but the safety car's out, so yeah, obviously we always ask that everyone goes back to the pits and retires their car, but with the safety car out,
could be that he got with too much pace down the chicane there in the 5th and 6th corner. It's quite a rough exit. If you touch the inner curb, you can bounce out to the wall.
So Senna seems to have his entire car intact. If we take a look at Dave Shaw, obviously still missing the right end plate. We've then got Broomy in 3rd, so a good start for the championship leader, and Podge in 4th, and Podge looks to be unscathed as well, which he'll be delighted about, because he does...
Energy Dan is missing an end plate on the left side.
You can kind of get away with an end plate around here, because it's so difficult to overtake, isn't it? And you know, no one's really going to be, hopefully, lunging up the inside of anyone. There's Dan. Oh, people have gone on. What has happened there?
Broomy is stuck with racing
What
Porsche.
has happened there? Well, commentator's curse.
Did maybe someone break into the back of someone?
I've absolutely no idea what has happened there. Mad G's come in the pits for a new front wing. Nice move while the safety car is out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know what to say about what's just happened there.
Oh, whoa! We have Need for Speed just running it down to the 2nd corner.
And
I don't know if he had any brakes on the car or something.
Straight into the wall? No, that's...
It was in like 150 kilometers an hour.
That's a really poor show. What's happened there is he's put the car in the wall.
Yeah.
Not what we want to see.
I mean, if it's any track you can win from dead last, is this one. I actually did it last year in GP3.
Yeah.
You just have to not touch the wall. That's the key here.
Currently we've lost Cadwell and Need for Speed. Cadwell's in the chat saying that he just gently tapped the wall and it ended his race. So
yeah, I thought
commiserations. Not too sure with Harry. It looks like he's just driven full pelt into a wall, which isn't what we want to see in SFR, because this potentially will cause the safety car to stay out another lap, and I'm sure all of the guys want to get racing. However, I will say the guys at the front doing a fantastic job of keeping themselves spaced out in the safety car. There's been plenty of messages in, and if we take a quick look at the positions gained from the start of the race, X-Game has moved himself up 3 positions, as well as Energy Dan. Podge has just received a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Psychomich is up 5 places, so the big winner from the start of the race there is Psychomich from 10th to 5th. We've got Ronzi up to 6th and James Hook up 2 places to 7th, while Xander and Broomy have gone backwards massively, and Luke has made a couple of positions up as well.
Yeah, I think we have to have an eye on X-Gamer and Energy Dan here. They've pulled off some good positions, especially with the incident of Racing Porsche and Broomy.
Yeah. So the safety car stays out for another lap due to the incident with Need for Speed going into turn 2.
I have hopefully Broomy and Racing Porsche in the pits.
We'll get some racing soon. Now, an interesting bit that came up with the safety car is when you're backing off as the leader to give the safety car the gap. Judging it here can be quite difficult because it's such a long straight that you can end up catching the safety car back up again.
Yeah.
And then that causes absolute chaos behind. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
It could actually be the same when you're trying to overtake someone, because it's so long before the DRS, and the DRS sensor is actually quite late. So if you drive past anyone too early, the other one will get DRS. But I don't know when I'm talking about DRS. It's raining, we don't have any DRS yet.
Okay, so we'll just wait for the safety car to come around. I was just reading a couple of messages in the chats and streams. What do you think? Senna to stay out of trouble, he's my choice for the win. Having done a couple of practice sessions with him, he seems pretty confident in the rain, and with the track only drying up as the race goes on, I just think it's going to come to him. It's all about keeping it out of the wall, as you said. But safety car is in this lap, so Senna will start to back the pack up.
I hope everyone leaves some space now to not crash on front wings.
Yeah, we'll be watching closely. It has been communicated out to everyone that safety cars need to be taken carefully. So we'll go back to Senna, who continues to back the pack up.
He's starting,
and he's
right
gone,
now.
He's off. And he's timed that just right, as the safety car is now in the pits. Broomy picks up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Mad G, so someone hasn't been listening or watching carefully. Watch Senna down into turn 1, so this is going to be interesting because the braking points are going to be so off. And they've caught Dave Shaw out as he's gone wide. X-Gamer is going to get the move up the inside, he's got it done.
That's nice, that's a nice one. We have Broomy heading for the pits again with half a front wing.
Just had a severe collision with Maggi as James Hook puts an absolutely beautiful move up the inside of Sykomic going into turn 2. Really difficult corner to turn into. Xander now gets Sykomic, who's run out of the corner, was compromised. And we've now got Luke looking at the inside as well, with Tommy on the outside.
Oh, he loses an end plate there, Xander.
Oh no. So we've got the two.
Oh no, and another
one. Plate. Oh dear. Well, I think the big thing is here that the guys need to realise is that quitting right now is a real silly mistake, because you're probably going to find there's another safety car in this race yet.
Absolutely.
Oh, as Energy Dan runs it wide, he's lost both end plates now.
We have Luke diving in here. He misses the corner, and we have Sykomic taking back that position. That's why it's so hard to dive someone in the rain, especially, and in this track where you're probably running a little bit less down.
Oh, and Dan has lost even more front wing with a clout to the wall. Oh dear. So we've got Senna in the lead still. He's now pulled out 1.8 seconds over X-Gamer. And we've got a virtual safety car. We have got...
Oh, we have Sykomic car above Luke's car.
Gisolodian.
Am I the only one seeing this? Yeah, I think my game was a bit buggy.
Yeah, Broomy's been given a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So our championship leader and winner of 2 or 3 races so far, having an absolute nightmare currently.
Absolutely. We have a lot of front wing damage on everyone here right now.
Yeah, we've got guys struggling to get through the fast S section. We've got Luke in the pits, Xander in the pits, Energy Dan in the pits.
Racing push without the front wing.
So the virtual safety car continues.
Racing push is bumping wheels.
And we are green, we're green again, let's go.
Is Senna missing an end plate? No, he isn't.
Nope, he's good to go so far. Okay.
We have top 4 without wing damage.
Put the tyres on. Obviously at the moment the tyres are all intermediates, but that is going to change.
I have to say the winner of that safety car was Mad G, pitting early before the safety car, and then...
Yeah, he's got himself up from a qualifying ban to 7th.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a yellow flag in sector 1.
Has happened.
And
we
we've
have
got
a Ferrari staying still. It's Racing
Podge again.
His car is full though.
Keeping up with this is absolute mayhem. Oh, Senna's hit the wall
Senna.
and lost an end plate.
That's not good.
Now, can he get away with it? His pace round here is good. In the wet, maybe not so much. He's up to 2.6 seconds over X-Gamer, but yeah, now missing an end plate. Takes the S's.
He really has to slow down in the S's. It's that corner, the 15th corner. If you take too much curb, you will bump into the wall. If you take too too little curb.
He still sets the fastest lap of the race after hitting the wall and losing an end plate. So that's what I mean by where his pace is. He's got pace. The end plate, hopefully in the rain, not too much of an issue for him, but Mad G now sets the fastest lap in 7th, and Pro Oliver, who is absolutely flying.
Yeah,
over 159.
He's also up there with the quali ban. Or did he have a quali ban? He just didn't put in a lap, maybe.
No, so a great run from him as well. We'll go back to Senna in the lead. He's now up to 3.4 seconds. So even with that end plate missing, he has got this under control. However,
Absolutely.
when this race dries up, that end plate is going to become more apparent. So we've got Romsey, the reserve driver, who's covering for Shadow this week. He's up into 4th, looking very strong with a purple first sector as well. We've got yellow flags as Racing Podge slows up and comes into the pits, I would imagine, again. And we've got Xander in the pits as well. Mason Podge. Mason Podge has retired from the session. Really not going his way at the moment. We flick to Energy Dan, who has lost an end plate after his wing change as well. Look at the Williams. We've got James Hook, who's missing an end plate as well. I'm pretty sure after the end of this race you could probably build a Formula 1 car with the pieces that are left on the track.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1, and that is Racing Podge, who's retired and his car's come back out of the pits. So Senna now has the lead up to 4 seconds. That's coming down along the straight. I would imagine X-Gamer is running in rich. Senna sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:57.492. Really nice lap there, and seems to be in complete control. X-Gamer has a second over Dave Shaw, while Romsey is really hunting down Dave Shaw for a debut podium as a reserve driver. What a result that'd be.
Yeah.
So we've got Mad.
That's awesome driving,
G
actually.
in the pits again, so he's obviously had an accident. Yep, looks like he's getting a brand new front wing as well. And we've got ISRL Tommy in the pits doing the same as well, which puts Energy Dan up to 8th. Pro Oliver has gone down behind Sonic Hawk, who is making a really nice charge through the field here. Now, has Sonic Hawk got both his end plates? He has as well, so he's looking really good for this one. Oh, we've got a yellow flag.
Losing an end plate. He actually lost half his front wing.
Has he done that coming out of turn 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Now, wow, that's a lot of front wing lost there. A lot
if
of
you
front
jump
wing.
the curb in turn 2, you will just bounce into the wall.
So we've got the Williams in 4th and 5th at the moment. Yellow flags in sector 2, and that is due to Racing Podge's Ferrari that's come back out. Oh, Dave Shaw's whacked the wall after turn 15. Feeling the pressure from Romsey chasing him down, and he's now lost a massive chunk of the right hand side of his front wing. And
this
it looks
problems for Romsey actually, because he has to slow down so much here in the SS, and
yeah, because Dave Shaw's
really
going to
much
struggle
time
to get his line through here. Looks like Romsey's slowed it down nicely, nearly lost it almost coming out of the second part of that. So Senna has got the lead up to 4.8 seconds over
staying on the
X-Gamer.
track. Dave Shaw is staying on the track.
That's a very interesting strategy. Not one that I would adopt myself, but each to their own. James Hook comes round in a very comfortable 5th position, 4.5 seconds behind Dave Shaw, who surely he's going to start to reel in now, as James Hook's only missing an end plate. You've got to imagine with however much front wing Dave Shaw's got missing that he's going to really struggle.
This one is a hard one to commentate on, because it's not like the usual 1 or 2 hard corners in this one. You have a wall after every corner, so you have to watch every corner all the time, because you can lose an end plate or ruin the race in every corner.
Yeah, you can't take your eyes off of anything. So Ben just saying in the chat on YouTube that Romsey's popped in a 55.5 on the last lap, which is incredibly fast. We've got a yellow in
terrible
sector
news
1.
actually. We have Senna missing 2 end plates right now.
Oh no. So now this is really going to affect his race.
And he lost half a second on
Is Romsey going to
this lap.
Are we going to see Romsey, a reserve driver, come in for his debut race in GP4 and take a win?
Maybe. I mean, he's unleashed now when he's through Dave Shaw. I don't think Senna is losing that much time though.
No, I think the telltale is going to be when Romsey gets past X-Gamer, as to how quickly he pulls that gap down.
Yeah, remember last lap he was still stuck behind Dave Shaw and probably 2.5 seconds behind Romsey.
Oh, strangely, Racing Podge's Ferrari has decided to drive on at turn 2 and disappear from the track.
Yeah, I saw the red dot there disappearing.
So Romsey goes on the outside of X-Gamer. He's not going to get that done there, is he? He is. No, he's not going to get that into turn 2. So the best thing now, ease off, take the better line, put the power down and get the run down into turn 3, which is exactly what he's done. But X-Gamer's got a good run out of that corner.
Yeah, I think X-Gamer has to defend this one. If it
only
was in the
benefit.
dries, he could stay in the DRS and try to use that one as a catch-up mechanic, but
yeah. So we've got Pro Oliver in the pits as well. We've got Senna, who is going to be loving the fact that X-Gamer and Romsey are having a battle, because he's now up to 7 seconds clear with 2 end plates missing. We've got Mad G in the pits again for another front wing. Hopefully Renault don't run out of front wings before. We've got Pro Oliver going on to the mediums. Yeah. Absolute madness. It's still raining and the track is soaking wet, so watch this into turn 2.
He's
having to go so slowly.
Yeah, oh, it's slippery, man.
Yeah.
I have one tip that I got from TRL Limitless on YouTube. He always says, like, when the DRS is enabled, it's a good time to go into the pits.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing.
And the opposite one, if the DRS is disabled, that's a good time to go into the pits as well. And I think it's maybe 1 or 2 laps too early for Pro Oliver right here.
Oh, we've lost the McLaren, we've lost Psychomich.
Oh no!
So he's gone straight on at turn 2.
Too much wing, 1 end plate, that's okay. He can work with that one. Pro Oliver lost the position in the mediums here.
Yeah, he's literally just falling backwards on their mediums. I'm not too sure what the thought process was going for that, but we've got Romsey, who's now past X-Gamer down the straight. He's got the inside for turn 1. Looks like he's got the move made. Holds it tight. Oh, not too close to the wall. That's how you lose end plates. And X-Gamer's going to come back at him because he's compromised his run. Does he go for the move? Oh, that's tight. Great driving by the both of them. Romsey given enough room for the inside.
Good move from Romsey.
But that has cost them 2.5 seconds to Senna. Now, what Senna really needs is for the rain to stop, the track to dry up, and this is a perfect time with the gap to get a new front wing.
Absolutely. I mean, what do you lose? 5 seconds with front wing repair, maybe?
Yeah, about 5 seconds. So I've just read Hunter's comment. Is that GP4 Azerbaijan Drive to Survive will be coming out on Netflix at some time in the middle of the year once they've managed to get all of the swearing removed from every one of the drivers.
I would like to hear Günther Steiner in this one.
Well, he's only got 1 Haas. Well, no, he's got 2. One's in 14th. It's a bit of a Magnussen Grosjean moment, isn't it? So Luke has just taken a position.
Off of
Energy Dan, who's in the wall. And we've got a safety car. Another safety car.
That's only because Energy Dan lost it, I think.
So the safety car patch comes back and bites everyone in the backside.
And we have James Hook losing his whole front wing in the castle section as well. What do you do now? Do you go in for the mediums or hards, or do you stay on the wets?
I mean, it's still raining. Just if you're going to pit because you have no front wing, for example, like James has, who's on our screens now, you've got to put the intermediates straight back on.
Senna's going in.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing that he can do. He's only going to drop down to 3rd, looking at the timings.
Absolutely.
So,
Let's see here
good move.
what
But
he chooses for tires.
this gives Romsey the
Intermediates
lead.
again.
So Romsey, the reserve driver, who's come in for a sort of almost like a test race to see where his pace is at, will probably be moved quickly up to a reserve driver for GP3 after this one. Tommy picks up a speeding penalty for going too fast under the safety car. So Senna comes back out in third place with a fresh set of intermediates with a track that's still very wet. Xander, drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. People really not paying attention to their deltas as James Hook comes into the pits for a new front wing as well. Now
some
here,
people turning off that notification in the top middle.
God knows. So
James
James
you
Hook,
get like the time, you know, when you have to slow down.
yeah. Why would you
because
have your
that
delta
one
off?
that one is really hard to miss.
So James Hook comes out of the pits in 8th place, and Energy Dan comes into the pits with a 15-second lead over Mad G. So he's gonna go behind Mad G.
James Hook and Energy Dan on mediums now. They're hoping for the dry.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, if it gets dry before the safety car goes in, it's a brilliant move.
It's genius, absolute genius.
But look at Pro Oliver, he was.
Oh, Energy Dan sideways out of the pits, all over the place there. So.
But look at Pro Oliver, he went out on the mediums in 10th place, now he's down to 15th.
Yeah, we've got Gisolodian in the pits and Broomy coming in as well. Broomy's out, so Broomy's come out on a fresh set of intermediates. Very interesting. There's a lot of spray on the track. This is going to be good because this is going to dry up. In effect, it's almost like we've had two races. We've had the wet race. Now we've got the dry race and the soon-to-be dry race.
I don't even think I could guess the outcome of this one if I could see in the future. This one is actually really good for Senna though, if the rain keeps on going for a little bit, but it looks like it has stopped raining.
Yep, looks like it's really starting to brighten up now.
I think the mediums will be just running it soon. Let's see if anyone pits here.
Oh, we've got a Haas in the wall on hard tyres.
Sonic Hawk is going in.
So he's come out on the hard tyres. Actually, a really clever move from Gisolodian if he can keep it on the track and catch the safety car up, which is going to be a struggle with where he is. But if the track dries up, hard tyres for 14 laps, you'd fancy mediums can do it.
I would probably go for mediums because I mean the safety car will be out for about one more lap. You get to save so much tire. Though when it's slippery, your rears will just burn out very quick.
You also burn up a lot of fuel as well, don't you? Because the car is just spinning, the engine's absolutely revving away. So your fuel, if you've reserved any, is going to be gone instantly as well.
Yeah. Though I mean, when the safety car's out, you can just run lean all the time and probably save up half a lap or something.
Yeah, I think I was doing a race earlier and behind the safety car I ended up going. I started the race on 1.5 laps of fuel, rich for the first 3 laps, and then the safety car came out, and by the end of the safety car I was plus 2.5 laps. So the interesting thing then is that the car's going to be running heavy. So it's interesting. It's good. I'm looking forward to the end of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, could you actually go into the softs right now, because the soft is so much easier to warm up in these conditions?
I think.
Then do one more pit, of course.
Yeah, I think you could do it with one more pit, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough.
Yeah, Pro Oliver went in again to change to the intermediates. And we have a spinner and Sander on the mediums.
Gisolodian, who's lost an end plate there as well. Oh, and he's just tapped the wall again.
Sander is losing his. No,
so
he still has the end plate.
Safety car is staying out for another lap as the lights are still on.
this is good news for some of the guys. Like Tommy down there on the mediums, 26 seconds behind Maggie.
Yeah.
I mean, behind the leader, of course. Rumsey is his name.
Xander's retired.
Did he lose it in the castle second?
No, I think he's...
Yeah, he did in the corner 7.
Yeah,
probably missed the breaking point or something.
Curious if he's missed the breaking point or just said enough's enough. But guys,
I mean,
for those of you who are listening who are in the other leagues, obviously one of the big factors of SFR is that we have some racing etiquette. The racing etiquette is that if you are going to retire from the race and your car is drivable, put it back to the pits, because it really can screw other people's races up. There's a safety car out at the moment. We could end up having a safety car out for another lap because of this. So yeah, for those of you that are listening, I would say sort of please make sure going forwards that you retire in the pits if you can get back to the pits.
Absolutely, and not putting blame on anyone. Sander could just have missed it there. We don't know. The stewards will see that one. But for everyone listening,
probably just a little bit aggrieved as well because there's a Toro Rosso out of the race, which is who I drive for.
Yeah. I mean, retiring in the pits has a bug too. I know.
Yeah, the car comes back out onto the track, but I think retiring on the track is more likely to cause a safety car.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if the race is going absolutely fine, then it's not fair on those that are caught up in that.
I had 2 moments last year in Monaco and in Brazil. I know in Brazil the guys commentating, I think it was JB or someone else. They actually saw it happening. When you retire in the pits and you press retire before you get into your pit, the car will stop at the end of the pits for 4 seconds and the guys behind in the pits can't
So safety car is in this lap, so let's get back to the front of the field as Romsey will start to back them up. Quickly, just a message on the stream. Lee Carroll, Mr. SFR as we call him, if one of the dry winners wins the race now, Jimmy owes me a win the next time we race. You had your chance, it's gone. Oh, we've lost Energy Dan.
Oh!
And what has happened here?
What happened there? Oh, it's the 15th corner.
Oh!
Yeah, that was what's happening when you're in a hurry to the safety car line.
No.
Romsey got a good run though.
James took an absolute wallop on the wall as well. I need to get back to the front as Romsey is off now. He's got 7 times. So we've got Senna in 3rd. He's now back with a full wing. We've got a Red Bull running Toro Rosso even running wide.
Mediums into the wall.
And this is the problem with the mediums. Look at the mediums. Look at everyone in the mediums.
Yeah.
They're going backwards.
It's not dry enough.
I think me giving a win to Lee Carroll is safe at the moment.
Is it the other way around then? If the wet runners win, he owes you a win.
Well, I had that in China, so I'll let him off.
Oh, we have someone off. It's
Electro Dan saying it's still too wet. You can see from the spray coming from the cars. I mean, I understand making the. Oh no! Somehow James Hooker's got away with not losing a wheel there, but at this point here we've got 13 runners in the race. You know, three more people come out of this race, and whoever finishes is scoring a point.
Yeah, and we have 3 people on the mediums. Let's see if they can make it one more lap.
So we go back to Romsey, who seems to be pulling out with comfort. Oh, he's taken a whack on the wall there. Has he lost an end plate? No. How has he got away with that?
X-Gamer lost
Senna goes for the dive up the inside. Oh, that's too tight, too much curb. You won't get any run out of the corner doing that. And look who is in 4th place.
It's Luke.
Mr. qualifies on hards, no matter what the weather.
Oh!
Senna's managed to get past.
Excellent move from Senna.
Just caught the end of that. This means
Look at
now
Luke's
has the
speed
run.
here.
This is going to be tight going into turn 1. Senna has it at the moment in 2nd. Luke comes up the inside. And we've got a yellow flag in sector 3. We've got a Sonic in the wall.
Yeah, Dave Shaw in the pits. Tom in the pits.
So Romsey seems to be really pulling out the lead now. 2.9 seconds over Senna. Luke 1.9 seconds behind Senna, with X Gamer just 0.6 behind him. We've still got 11 laps of this race to go. The safety car has just made the race seem to go on forever. So we've got a yellow in sector 3. That's the guys coming into the pits. So we've got Maggi, Sonic and James Hook in the pits. We've got the sun starting to come through in the castle section, so the track is going to dry up, but
I feel like we've been going on for forever.
Yeah. Time spent with me, Sven, can make you feel like that, so
yeah, you know what to say, if you're having fun it goes really slow.
GA in the chat just saying it's like that 1v1 we had last week in the crossover weather, Jimbo. It is, and believe me, I've learnt my lesson. This track takes a really long time to dry. James Hook's changed to the soft tyres.
Oh, that's dairy.
So he's now going to lose a position to Giselodian, but it's for me, it's still
absolutely
too
no
soon.
traction.
I mean, he's been passed and lost a second down that straight. Another 5 tenths in the corner. Senna goes fastest on the intermediates with a 1:55.4. 2.4 seconds behind Romsey. He's lost an end plate as well. So we've got the two McLarens coming close together in 5th and 6th with Broomy.
I have to agree with Ben here in chat saying the softs won't even go to the end.
No,
I mean,
no,
10 laps.
I tried it the other night and in similar conditions. Well, I say similar conditions. It started to rain after a dry race. And yeah, I couldn't get the softs to go to the end. So look down the leaderboard. Senna now 2.2. He is pulling Romsey in. Whoa, that's close to the wall out there. Wow, really close to the wall. Romsey still has both end plates intact, so a full front wing, which I think is going to be the difference. There's still 10 laps to go, Sven. We could still have another safety car.
Yeah, absolutely. We could. The race could change really fast here. We have Broomy up to 5th now. Remember, he was about 1 minute behind the leaders at one point.
Yeah, really worked out well for Broomy with the safety cars. Romsey now sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:55.4. And he is keeping that lead
Senna
at
has
around
some
2.5
here.
seconds. Looks like Senna seems to have the pace over Luke in 3rd. He's pulled the gap out to 3.1. We have a yellow, and we've got James Hook who's gone into the wall. Oh, that's not the place to be crashing. And he's off again, so James and Sonic are really struggling on the dry tyres.
Absolutely. I think
as we've
we
got
have
Tommy in the pits now on the mediums, and still, as you can see, sliding out of the pits, going over the line there. He seems to have got away with that. I don't know how, but he has. Senna through the castle section. If the castle wasn't difficult enough with a drying track on intermediates that are going to start to be feeling like they're burning out, And Senna's got the gap down to 1.6 seconds now. Just looking at the tyres, I've completely been oblivious to it.
We have Tommy into the wall. Those mediums aren't doing anything good.
No, the dry tyres has turned out to be a huge mistake. So Senna gets the lead down to 1.1 seconds. We've got a yellow in sector 2. Looks like everyone is okay. Green again. Oh! Sonic takes another whack on the wall through the fast S section, but Senna's now got Romsey down to 1 second. I have a feeling the DRS is going to be enabled soon as well. Electro Dan has spotted it as well. He's seeing that it's getting a bit drier.
We have learned one lesson today, that is, if it rains here, it doesn't get dry.
Very quickly.
It was probably 10 laps ago it stopped raining.
So Romsey now 17 laps on them intermediates. They're going to be overheating and crying very quickly when the track starts to dry up. We've got a yellow in sector 2 and a yellow in sector 3.
Hooky. Romsey lost an end plate.
James Hook has retired from the race.
I think.
Well done for James for doing it in the pits as it should be done. A really unfortunate race.
Yeah, I have to excuse myself there. I gave some false information about Romsey losing end plates. He did not.
No, he seems to be pulling the lead back out over Senna now. He's got it back up to 1.7. However, Senna has definitely got Luke covered with a 5.5 second gap. We've got a yellow, so we've got Sonic who's gone straight on again, but it's a tough one because on our screen we can now see the marbles on the track.
Tommy.
Tommy is retired. Where has that happened? We've got a safety car.
Okay, this is it. This will decide a lot of things today. I think.
Now is the time, I think, to come in and put the mediums on.
Yeah, Romsey has to. He's 17 laps intermediate. He has to go in right now.
So let's pick up with the guys. Senna.
I mean, if they go into the pits, Romsey will come out winning that one because Senna has to repair his front wing.
You would want to, wouldn't you? With a safety car, you would want to take this opportunity to put a fresh set of softs on, and he stayed out. Why hasn't Senna come in? If he stayed out, why hasn't Senna come in? Unbelievable. We're starting to see the tyre marks on the track.
Yeah, this could go in Luke's favour, actually.
This safety car, he's coming to pits. Yeah, he's coming to pits. The only one.
I think Romsey missed an opportunity there, same as X-Gamer.
Luke's gone on to the softs. He's off.
They won't be...
Psychomich comes into the pits. He's going to put a set of dry tyres on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think the intermediates will last 26 laps here. Especially not now when they're not raining. Look at the spray, it's not even there anymore.
Well, this is...
Take a look at Luke. Look at those soft tires. I think they will be doing quite well right now.
The good thing is, the track is going to dry a little bit more before the safety car comes in. He's not going to burn them tyres up. So in effect, this is kind of like a free couple of laps almost on the tyres. Almost like an out lap before you qualify.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave Shaw is also going for the softs.
Yeah, for those that retired, this is the thing with this circuit, is before you know it, another safety car can appear and you could be back in the race.
Absolutely. I think Luke has an opportunity here, but I mean, look at the track. It's like wet lines. It's really drying up right now.
Yeah, really interesting strategy from the two in front. Do you think it's nerves? Do you think it's a feeling of I'm comfortable on these intermediate tyres? I mean, if you look, we've got the top 5 on intermediates, and then everyone else.
Yeah, I think they maybe have watched other guys going out on the dries.
So is Romsey about to come into the pits? He is.
Yeah, he's going in now.
As is Senna, but they've done it a lap too late.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they lost maybe 10 seconds right there. Luke is leading right now.
So Romsey has the benefit here being in the Williams because he's right at the end of the pit lane, so he can get in, get them soft tyres on, and he's off. We now have everyone on dry tyres. Weirdly,
yeah,
Sykomich on the mediums.
Senna is down to 6th.
They're still going to be a little bit tentative. Come on, there's some guys flying around turn 2. X-Gamer not really going for the easy approach there. Plenty of time to warm them tyres up, but Luke, you know, I know the guys are going to catch him up. But overtaken here, 6 laps to go. Still time for another safety car.
Sykomich is touching the wall right there. And he lost an end plate. This is not a cheap Grand Prix for the teams.
No. No.
And it's 3 more races, so...
Yeah, we'll probably be getting the word off of the teams to just take it easy. Please don't damage the cars anymore because we have literally run out of parts.
X-Gamer didn't repair his front wing either. He took a gamble.
Will it pay off?
I think he did everything he could to jump Senna in the pits.
So we've now got 11 runners left in the race. We've got 6 laps to go. We've got Luke who rubbing his hands together, but I tell you what, my shout is still Romsey in second now. I think Senna, I would have given the shout for the win had he have pitted a lap earlier. But Romsey's shown real good pace on the wets. I think he's got enough to overcome Luke once the DRS is back up and running. So the safety car is going to stay out for another lap as well.
We had 5 people doing the same mistake to go in 1 lap too late right there. I think the DRS will be open after the safety car goes in too. After a couple of laps right there.
Yeah. So James in the chat saying the same thing as well. Romsey's still in P2 with a lap fresher tyre. It's definitely not as bad as we thought. No, it isn't for Romsey. I think the big loser there, because they've had to change their front wing, is Senna.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, sure he has 1 lap fresher tyres, but at the same time that 1 lap is a really slow one for Luke, so it's not that much.
No, I think it's more about the pace that Romsey has shown during the race. He has been quick, you know, he's come up from, if we just go to position change, Luke, well, I say that, Luke's come up 11 places to take the lead. What a race. Do you think maybe he just qualifies on the hards to make it interesting for himself?
I think so. I'm starting to think so.
If we look at the position changes quickly again, we've got Romsey who's come up 6 places, X-Gamer 3, Sykomich 6, Broomy's lost a couple, Senna's gone back 5 positions, going to be absolutely gutted with that after qualifying on pole position. We've then got Pro Oliver who's come up 9 positions, yet again the last to the party. We've got Dave Shaw who's lost 6, so he's going to be disappointed. Mad G up 8 after his qualifying ban, with Gizelodian up 5 and Sonic Hawk up 3. If one more person retires out of this race, everyone who finishes this race will score a point.
Yeah, it could go anyway actually.
Take a look at the pit stops. Mad G lit. If there was a medal for the amount of pit stops, Mad G's got that one with 6 stops. You've then got Broomy who's in 5th somehow with 4 stops. We've also got Giselodian and Sonic who have done 4 stops as well. But if you look at Romsey and X-Gamer, I would say the safety car has kind of gone against them. With only 1 stop each, they find themselves in 2nd and 3rd.
You know, you have to kind of plan your strategy around the safety car now with this patch. because I don't think I have seen a single race without it. So if you're not good with the quick decisions, you're gonna have a hard time out there. The safety car is in this lap though.
So we've got Luke backing up the pack.
He's not backing up that hard.
Not massively though, is he? No.
He's already going for it.
Okay, this isn't going to work because he's going to have to slow down. No, and everyone behind him is now speeding up. So Luke could now lose the lead. Oh, yeah, Senna's lost an end plate.
Yeah.
And absolute. Oh, that's tight. That's really tight. Romsey's got the line into turn 2 though. And this is going to go on all the way down now. So it looks like nobody picked up a penalty from that restart, but it was a bit messy. Oh, we've got McLaren making a lunge. Sajkovic somehow. Oh, we've got a spinner.
Is back through.
X-Gamer.
Senna. Spun.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that restart was everything but clean, I think.
This is what I was saying, is that the guys need to get the run on the safety car right.
Do you get a punishment for that one, or?
I don't know if there's anything in the stewards' rulings, but yeah, it's backing up the safety car or backing up from the safety car. Yeah, it needs to be done right. I can understand that people necessarily won't get it right all the time, but yeah, that's a raw deal for those that have been caught up in the madness there.
Absolutely.
I think I may just turn off my notifications for Discord after this one. I feel there may be some conversations going long into the night. So Romsey sets the fastest lap of the race for 1:45.1.
Broom is making a move on his teammate almost.
Any team orders this early in the season?
I mean, I would say no.
Right now, my team orders would be that Broomy is on the faster tyre. With 3 laps to go, let him pass and let him go for X-Gamer.
Or you could do the Ferrari special strategy and say, Broom is in faster tires. Do you understand what we mean?
Yeah. Nothing like a subtle approach to it. So we've got a yellow in sector 1. So we've got Sonic, who is slowing to let the other guys past. Senna still in 9th, even though he's missing chunks of his car. Luke keeping Romsey honest.
Absolutely.
1.2. So Romsey's managed to break the DRS tow that Luke would get, and I do think that Romsey potentially is.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single lap with DRS yet.
I see Ben in the chat saying team orders, no Jimbo. No, I was just talking about this race. I'm not talking about myself and Ben there. But yeah, the seed is planted. So Romsey down to 0.7, so he's lost that DRS, and Luke has got the DRS not open, but Luke's straight line speed
open this lap
is insane.
Yeah, look down now, because the DRS will be open now. Yeah,
yep, DRS enabled. So he's going to get it down this straight here. He is close enough, gets a decent exit, but I don't think he's going to be close enough come the end of the straight. Senna Martin sets the fastest lap, so it's absolutely gutting for Senna, because what he's doing there is he's showing that he is the fastest man on the track, even with
he's
an
missing an end plate.
Yeah. Now he's got 2 laps to go. Obviously,
I think Luke's problem right now is the second sector. He loses so much time in the first and second sector.
Yeah.
In the third one, he's really confident though.
How is this making you feel for your race on Wednesday?
Is anxious the right word, maybe?
Yeah. Well, we probably can't use the words that we want to.
Yeah, I think it would be fun though. I have no expectations of myself anymore, I think, since 0 points for 3 races in GP2, but I would go out there, try to do my thing, and maybe score points for Ferrari.
Just to answer to Dan in the chat, Energy Dan saying, is it the lead car crossing the safety car line that releases everyone, or the car in front of you regardless? I would say it's the lead car. However, if the lead car doesn't have enough gap between the safety car and itself, then the speed is then re-restricted almost, which means everyone behind who's coming flying in at 200 miles an hour, so your 170, 160 needs to really slam on the anchors, which is what has caused that absolute mayhem right there.
Yeah, absolutely. The leading car, you almost have to have your map on full track to see when the safety car gets close to the pit entry.
So as we flick back on board to Senna, he's now sitting behind his teammate Mad G, 3.5 seconds with 2 laps to go. Can't see him pulling that back in. He is on fresh softs, or fresher softs to the mediums of Mad G, but he is also missing an end plate. As we flick back to the front, Luke's still really close to the back of Romsey.
Yeah.
Got a much better run through that section there. 0.3
Look
behind.
at the 2 leaders, 5 seconds ahead of X Gamer right now.
Yep. Brumi has got past Sykomich. I don't think he's going to get the 3.5 seconds down to X Gamer. But after the way the start of the race went for Brumi, I think if he can bring it home in 4th, he'll be quite pleased with that.
Absolutely. I have to agree.
However, he might not be so pleased if he sees Luke take the win. So Luke, 0.5 behind as we come round, in effect, what is the last real corner of the circuit. And then we've got the flicks to the right, left and the right. But he is now well within the DRS. He's going to be picking up a lovely slipstream. 0.1.
Yeah, this is it.
Goes to the inside, DRS is open, he's passed, he's got the move done well before the corner, pulls back into the line for the braking zone and gets the move done. But Romsey carries some absolutely phenomenal speed around turn 1.
Who's now going to have this? Well, look at Luke right now.
Luke had a really rough run coming out of that corner there. So Luke holds the inside line, Romsey comes down the outside, but that isn't going to work into turn 3. Oh, he spun it up on the curb. If he hadn't done that, he would have had the run into turn 4. But what a battle for the win! What a battle!
We're talking strategic here. Is it really smart from Luke going past in the last lap right there? Because
if Luke is confident enough in the last sector that he can pull out an additional half a second, which he is pulling out the lead now as we watch, then he could break the 1 second before the DRS activation point. He's had a lovely run through Castle, really clean and smooth. Romsey still not there. You see Romsey going backwards. He's down to almost a second. So Luke just needs to nail these next couple of fast corners in turn 15, and I think he will break the toe.
Let's see, turn 15, it's really crucial right now. That's clean.
Yep.
And clean for Romsey
and he's
too.
1 second up,
now.
1.035, 1.056, and that looks to be... Oh, it's back down to 0.9.
Yeah, I think it's the win for Luke right here. It's too far down for Romsey.
He's got it done. So as we watch Luke come across the line to take his 2nd win.
That's awesome.
In GP4. What a result. Not Luke Shaw.
Any penalties? Not Luke Shaw, yeah.
Wins the race with Romsey, the reserve, in 2nd as we watch X Gamer cross in 3rd. Brumi takes 4th with Sykomich in 5th. So a great result for the McLarens. Dave Shaw comes home 6th. Mad G 7th. Senna will be absolutely gutted. And I think he's going to lose a place here to Pro Oliver as well for a 5-second penalty. Gisolodi in 10th and Sonic in 11th. So Sven, if you want to get on to inviting the top 3 into the party chat, we'll have a quick chat with them.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Well, what a race by Luke. We all said that his strategy of the hard tyres in a dry qualifying to a wet start of a race was wrong, but as ever he's proved us all wrong. What a race.
Yeah, that one was
I think
awesome. I couldn't keep up with it.
No, really difficult race to keep up with, but a phenomenal result for Luke there. He takes the win, so we'll get the top 3 invited into the party. We'll hope that all 3 of them decide to join us, and we'll just have a quick chat of them.
So I
kind of feel quite envious of the GP4 guys to know that they've got Baku out of the way, and the next race is Spain.
Yeah, couldn't say anything about that.
No. Okay, so Romsey has joined the party, our 2nd place finisher, and how's it going,
man?
So, firstly, congratulations on finishing 7th. Secondly, welcome to SFR. Thirdly, how was that? Yeah, what a race. Yeah, it kind of I think if I was to give an opinion, is that what Luke did in pitting, had you have done, you probably would have taken the win in that race. No, but look, at the end of the day, you've come away with a fantastic 2nd place, showing some phenomenal pace in the wet and the dry as well. But yeah, scoring some phenomenal points for the Williams team as well with a 2nd place, their highest finish of the season so far. So we've got X Gamer who's joined as well. X Gamer obviously has always said that his English isn't the best. So a very simple question for you, X Gamer. How was that?
That was an absolute bullshit race. I'm happy with the podium, but the rain makes it so difficult. Senna deserves the win, but I don't know what happens. But congrats to everyone who finished the race.
Bit of mayhem. Yeah, obviously I understand frustrations as we go forward, but if we can, because obviously this goes live out on YouTube for anyone to watch. If we can watch the language, I mean, you say your English isn't that good, but yeah, we all know what that word means. So yeah, difficult race, lots of safety cars, lots of pit stops, but the big winner out of it all, who's joined the party, Luke. Luke, are you with us?
Luke is dead, I think, from the race.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. The one thing, guys, you need to do, X Gamer and Romsey, is set your microphone settings so that we can actually hear you on the stream as well. So what we'll do is, at the moment, because we're a little bit pushed for time, because that race has gone on for a little bit longer than we expected, but basically the guys have come in there and said that the race was mayhem. Romsey really happy to come home with a 2nd place and take some good points for the Williams, and a great introduction into SFR. What a way to show yourself and your potential as well. A really clean race. Yeah, really good. X Gamer consistent as ever, showing the speed. A really tough race. I won't repeat him word for word when he came in, but yeah, Luke seems to be having some difficulties coming into the party. X Gamer, I'll ask you because you are, and then I'll feed back the answer to everyone. But you got Spain coming up next. We go back to sort of a historic Formula One circuit, one that's a little bit more forgiving than somewhere like this. How are you feeling?
I look out from Spain because the practice that we have before the season was very good for me. The qualifying not but race was very good. I think I was finished P5 when I started P14, so I hope I can for a podium there.
And Romsey, how are you around Spain if you do get to jump in as a reserve driver? Yeah. Okay, great. Brilliant. So for the guys, obviously can't hear you on the stream. X-Gamer there just saying he's really looking forward to Spain. Pace round there in the practice races was really, really good. And if you've been watching the league, you'll see that X-Gamer seems to have a really, really solid pace everywhere that we go. Romsey saying thank you to everyone just for allowing him to join the league. So I think it was Energy Dan who you got in touch with, who put you in to doing the race. So Energy Dan, a solid choice in Romsey, a really great driver and someone who I'm sure would be happy to snap up a reserve drive whenever they can possibly as well. Sven, obviously we can't hear the guys who have come into the comms chat, but what are your thoughts on the race?
Yeah, I think it was exciting at least. I think some good driving too. I mean, it's a hard track, especially in the rain. I think the guys who finished in the top followed my philosophy about this track to not touch the walls too much. So I think it was a good one.
Yeah, an interesting race with the weather as it was, really playing with people's minds for strategies, but as entertaining as ever, and with only 11 racers crossing the line. Unfortunately, Sonic Hawk brought up the rear, but you know, you've got a lot of people scoring points today. I think Broomy did a fantastic job in salvaging almost what was a damage limitation race, but no, a really great race. So ladies and gentlemen, that is GP4 at Baku, and I'm sure you will be relieved, as the guys who have been racing today are, that this is over. Gone on a little bit longer than usual with the amount of safety cars we've had. Please remember, if you've enjoyed the stream and you haven't already, hit that bell, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. A big thank you to all of the guys that put the efforts in again to SFR, right through from the guys who run the admins, the stewards, the comms, right down to the racers and you guys who come and watch as well. Tomorrow night we've got GP3. I may go missing because I'm not sure how I'm feeling about doing this race, but yeah, going to be pretty stressful. Wednesday we've got obviously the GP2 guys for Sven going for some first points of the season, I believe, Sven.
Yeah.
Who knows? You could walk away with a win from this one. But yeah, other than that, thank you for joining us. We've got the Prem guys on Thursday night where we'll be watching closely as well. But yeah, great to have you on board. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Well done to those who managed to finish the race. A great effort by those who were part of the race. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.